Bluestars Prophecy, Chapter 1. Shouldn't she have opened her eyes by now? Hush, Swift Breeze. She's only a day old. She'll open them when she's ready. Blue Kit felt the rasp of her mother's tongue on her flank. She nestled closer to Moonflower's milk-warm belly. Snowkit opened hers this morning, Swift Breeze reminded her. Mine two had theirs open from almost the moment they were born. The she-cat's tail stirred her bedding. Leopard Kit and Patch Kit are natural warriors. A soft purr sounded from the third queen. Oh, Swift Breeze, we all know that no kit can compare with your two, Poppy Dawn gently teased. A small paw poked Blue Kit's side. Snow Kit. Blue Kit mewled with annoyance and snuggled closer to Moonflower. Come on, Blue Kit, Snow Kit whispered in her ear. There's so much to look at, and I want to go outside. But Moonflower won't let me until you're ready. She'll open her eyes in her own time, Moonflower chided. Yes, in my own time, Blue Kit agreed. Waking, Blue Kit could feel the weight of her sister lying on top of her. Moonflower's belly rose and fell rhythmically beside them. Swift Breeze was snoring, and Poppy Dawn wheezed a little as she breathed. Blue Kit heard Leopard Kit and Patch Kit chattering outside. You be the mouse, and I'll be the warrior, Patch Kit was ordering. I was the mouse last time, Leopard Kit retorted. We're not. Was. A scuffle broke out, punctuated by squeaks of defiance. Watch where you're rolling, came the cross meow of a tom, silencing them for a moment. Okay, you be the warrior, Patch Kit agreed. But I bet you can't catch me, warrior. Blue Kit wriggled out from under her sister. A new leaf breeze stirred the bramble walls and drifted through the gaps. The same forest smell her father had carried in on his pelt when he'd visited. It chased away the stuffy smell of moss and milk and warm, sleeping fur. Excitement made Blue Kit's claws twitch. I'm gonna be a warrior! For the first time, she stretched her eyes open, blinking against the shafts of light that pierced the bramble roof. The nursery was huge. In darkness, the den had felt small and cozy. But now she could see the brambles arching high overhead, with tiny patches of blue beyond. Poppy Dawn lay on her side near one wall. A dark red tabby with a long bushy tail. Blue Kit recognized her because she smelled different from Swift Breeze and Moonflower. There was no milk scent on her. She didn't have any kits yet. Swift Breeze, in a nest beside her, was hardly visible, curled in a tight ball with her nose tucked under her tail, her tabby and white pelt blotchy against the bracken underneath. The most familiar scent of all came from behind, wriggling around. Blue Kit gazed at her mother. Sunshine dappled Moonflower's silver-gray pelt, rippling over the dark stripes that ran along her flank. Her striped face was narrow and her ears tapered to gentle points. Do I look like her? Blue Kit looked over her shoulder at her own pelt. It was fluffy, not sleek, like Moonflower's. And it was dark gray all over, with no stripes. Not yet. Snow Kit, lying stretched on her back, was all white except for her gray ear tips. Snow Kit, Blue Kit breathed. What is it? Snow Kit blinked open her eyes. They were blue. Are mine blue? Blue Kit wondered. You've opened your eyes. Snow Kit leaped to her paws. Now we can get out of the nursery. Blue Kit spied a hole in the bramble wall, just big enough for two kits to squeeze through. Patch Kit and Leopard Kit are already outside. Let's surprise them. Poppydon rose her head. "Don't go far," she murmured sleepily, but before tucking her nose back under her tail. "Where are Poppydon's kits?" Blue Kit whispered. "They won't arrive for another 2 moons," Snow Kit answered. "Arrive?" Blue Kit tipped her head to one side. "Where from?" Snow Kit was already heading for the hole, scrambling clumsily over Moonflower. Blue Kit tumbled after, her short legs uncertain as she slid down her mother's back and landed in the soft nest. The nest rustled, and Blue Kit felt a soft paw clamp her tail tip to the ground. "Where do you think you're going?" Moonflower was awake. Blue Kit turned and blinked at her mother. "Outside!" Moonflower's eyes glowed, and a loud purr rolled in her throat. "You've opened your eyes." She sounded relieved. "I decided it was time," Blue Kit replied proudly. "There, Swift Breeze." Moonflower turned, waking the tabby and white queen with her satisfied mew. "I told you she'd do it when she was ready." Swift Breeze sat up and gave her paw a lick. "Of course. I was only thinking of my own kits. They opened their eyes sooner." She swiped a paw across her muzzle, smoothing the fur on her nose. Moonflower turned back to her kits. "So now you're going out to see the world?" "Why not?" Blue Kit mewed. "Leopard Kit and Patch Kit are already out there." "Leopard Kit and Patch Kit are 5 moons old," Moonflower told her. "They're much bigger than you, so they're allowed to go play outside." Blue Kit opened her eyes very wide. "Is it dangerous?" Moonflower shook her head. "Not in the camp." "Then we can go." Moonflower sighed and leaned down to smooth Blue Kit's fur with her tongue. "I suppose you have to leave the nursery sometime." She studied Snow Kit. "Straighten your whiskers." Pride lit the queen's amber gaze. "I want you to look perfect when you meet the clan." Snow Kit ran a licked paw over each spray of whiskers. Blue Kit looked up at her mother. "Are you coming with us?" "Do you want me to?" Blue Kit shook her head. "We're going to spot Patch Kit and Leopard Kit." "Your first prey." Moonflower's whiskers twitched. "Off you go, then." Blue Kit bounced around and sprinted for the gap. "Don't get under any cat's paws," Moonflower called after them as Blue Kit barged ahead of her sister and headed through the hole. "And stay together." The brambles scraped Blue Kit's pelt as she wriggled out of the nursery. She tumbled onto the ground beyond. Sunshine stung her eyes. She blinked away the glare, and the camp opened out in front of her like a dream. A vast sand clearing stretched away to a rock that cast a shadow so long it almost touched her paw tips. 2 warriors sat beneath the rock, sharing prey beside a clump of nettles. Beyond them lay a fallen tree, its tangled branches folded on the ground like a heap of skinny, hairless legs. Several tail lengths away from the nursery, a wide, low bush spread its branches over the ground. Ferns crowded in a corner at the nursery's other side, and behind them rose a barrier of gorse so tall that Blue Kit had to crane her neck to see the top. Excitement thrilled through her. This was her territory. Her paws prickled. Would she ever know her way around? There was no sign of Patch Kit or Leopard Kit. "Where have they gone?" she called to Snow Kit. Snow Kit was staring around the camp. "I don't know," she mewed absently. "Look at that prey." She was staring at a heap of birds and mice at the side of the clearing. It was topped by a fat, fluffy squirrel. "The fresh kill pile." Blue Kit bounced toward it. her nose twitching. She'd heard the queens in the nursery talking about prey. She'd smelt the squirrel on her mother's fur. What would it taste like? Thrusting her nose into the wild, she tried to sink her claws into a small creature with short brown fur and a long, thin tail. Watch out! Snow Kit's warning came too late. Blue Kit's paws buckled as the plump squirrel rolled off the top of the pile and flattened her. Oof! Purrs of amusement erupted from the two warriors beside the nettle patch. I've never seen a fresh kill attack a cat before, one of them mewed. Careful, warned the other warrior. All that fluff might choke you. Hot with embarrassment, Blue Kit wriggled out from under the squirrel and stared fiercely at the warrior. It just fell on me. She didn't want to be remembered as the kit who was jumped on by a dead squirrel. Hey, you two! Blue Kit recognized Patch Kit from his nursery scent as he padded out from behind the nursery. Does your mother know you're outside? Of course! Blue Kit spun around to see her dead mate for the first time. Oh. She hadn't expected Patch Kit to be so big. His black and white fur was smooth like a warrior's, and she had tipped her head back to look at him. She stretched her legs, trying to appear taller. Leopard Kit scampered after her brother, swiping playfully at his tail. Her black coat shone in the sunshine. She stared in delight when she saw Blue Kit and Snow Kit. You've opened your eyes! Blue Kit licked her chest, trying to smooth down. Mom, no, I'm recording. We can show you around, Leopard Kit mewed excitedly. Snow Kit bounced around the older Kit. Yes, please. Blue Kit flicked her tail crossly. She didn't want to be shown her territory. She wanted to explore it by herself.